Salute. Man, I'm noticing that people ain't talking a whole lot of shit about Errol Spence versus Jordanis Ugas. I'm scrolling through YouTube. I even put in, Errol Spence is a bitch, because I only brought up an old video that Zone 6 did, a while back ago. I'm talking about like right now, current, present day. And I'm noticing that a lot of people is on cricket mode. And I'm wondering why. And I'm scratching my head trying to figure out why people are so quiet. And it's dawning on me that people are so quiet because they can't really find a lot of negative or they can't do a lot of shit talking about this fight against Jordanis Ugas. They hold their breath hoping that Jordanis Ugas is going to be able to defeat Errol Spence. I give Jordanis Ugas a fair shake. He has a chance because Errol Spence is not like a mutant, superhuman. I mean, he's human. He's going to have ring rust on him, inactivity. He hasn't fought in the last couple of years, really. He fought Sean Porter, then he took a long time off, then he fought Danny Garcia, then he took another time off. So he's going to come into this fight with some rust on him. Jordanis Ugas is coming off of a high fight victory against legendary Manny Pacquiao. So I give him an opportunity, a shot. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen in boxing anyway. But I think people waiting to see what Errol Spence looked like on the scales. Because during this press conference, he looked healthy. And I don't see a lot of people saying otherwise. I don't even see the people talking to just a whole bunch of Terrence Crawford talk. I think when they asked him about Terrence Crawford, the answer that he gave was very prudent. You know what I'm saying? Very prudent, very... it was a wise answer. Like, we handle this business behind closed doors, which I always suggest, period. So where's all the shit talkers? We'll see what happens in the fight. I'm interested to see what Errol Spence is going to look like on the scales as well, because in the past, he would look healthy leading up to a fight, and then that last week when he would try to get down to that last cut, that last weight drop, I would notice he would start to look emaciated, a little weight drained. His energy would be low, very irritable. Like when he would do that last little interview before the fight, you could tell his energy levels was just depleted. And then when he rehydrated, he just, to me, in his last few fights, wasn't 100%. You know what I'm saying? He looked better in the Danny Garcia fight, considering the rust, the time off, the accident, etc., etc. But he has a new training coach, new strength and conditioning coach. He looks healthy, and it will be interesting to me to see what he looks like the week of the fight on the scales. But other than that, I think a lot of people that hate on Errol Spence are nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, they quiet, they mute. It's like they somewhere shaking in their boots and shit. I also noticed not a whole lot of outrage against Dillian White. That's kind of another topic for another day. But man, the next day after the conference with Deontay Wilder, man, that's all I heard. He was a pussy, he was a bitch, he was scared. You know what I'm saying? He had on the headphones because he didn't want Tyson Fury to get into his mind. Tyson Fury was in his mind, rent-free, soaking up all the AC. Just, it went on and on and on. The shit didn't stop until the fight. And I said the same thing to Deontay Wilder that I'm going to say to Dillian White. To me, it's a tactic. It's a tactical move, but it depends on whether you win or lose. If you lose, you're going to look like a fucking buffoon that really couldn't find his nuts. If you win, you'll look like a genius. But right now, Tyson Fury is looking like a damn genius, a one-man show. And I don't hear nobody talking about, not in the way they was talking about Deontay Wilder, I don't hear nobody crucifying Dillian White the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like a double standard. But it is what it is. You know, that's all I wanted to say. I can't wait to see the last week of Errol Spence and the weight, that last cut, and to see how he looks when he rehydrates and et cetera, et cetera. But to me, if he's healthy and he's strong and he's rebounded, he's close to form, true form, then I think he's going to deliver a nice little beat down to Yordenis Ugas. Not to say Yordenis Ugas is going to be a walk in the park by any means necessary. It's not even going to be close to that. Both men have everything on the table. I mean, it's going to be tooth and nails dog fight, in my opinion. I think it's going to be like a battle of attrition. But I think that Errol Spence is just a healthy Errol Spence. I think that that guy is not going to come out of this fight with his head down, without his hand. I mean, he's going to get scathed. He's going to get scathed because he's going to be rusty. It's going to take a while to get acclimated and things like that. But I think once he starts to pick up his pace and, you know, gets his punching right and timing right and punch placement right, and once he puts things together, I think he's going to start to bang Yordenis Ugas, you know what I'm saying, down to the nuts and bolts. I think he's going to break him down. You dig what I'm saying? Time will tell. And if Yordenis Ugas wins, the best man wins that night. Let the best man win. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to any guy. Both these guys need to be celebrated right now, championed right now. And I don't hear nobody saying nothing about nothing. Because it's like they only can hate or they ain't got nothing to say. You dig what I'm saying? And that's a shame. I want to see the Terrence Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence fight just as much as anybody else. But this is a great fight. You know what I'm saying? And the story is dope. The way that, you know, Yordenis Ugas came into play with Sean Porter, and the way Manny Pacquiao came into play, and Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, I think it all adds up to a huge saga once it's all said and done. You know what I'm saying? With a little bit of patience. Now, what I wouldn't like is if Errol Spence gets past this challenge with Yordenis Ugas and then enter Keith Thurman based off the Mario Barrios fight. Now, that's something that I'm gonna, you know, close the curtains on that. I'm gonna be like, I'm done with that show. But if they do it the right way, and they have the next fight from this fight be with Terrence Bud Crawford, then it's, to me, it's old school throwback Four Kings, Four Horsemen type of era, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler versus Hitman's Hearn versus Roberto Duran type of situation. It's like, to me, it's that throwback of warriors, you know what I'm saying, gladiators, best fighting the best. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm just noticing that people that normally go crazy talking big shit, they so quiet right now. It's funny to me a little bit. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. If y'all got somebody not just talking a lot of ignorant, talking shit just to be talking shit, but I'm talking about real legitimate spitting facts, going at Spence, trying to break him down, blah blah. If y'all know somebody that's doing that, I can, let me check him out. Put him in the comments below so I can go watch his video to see what he got to say and how valid it is, because I really can't find nothing. So that lets me know that they can't find nothing, because right now Errol Spence looks 100. He looks solid. You know what I'm saying? He looks strong, and he looks focused. And even the way he's handling the media with the questions about Terrence Bud Crawford and about his eye injury and Manny Pacquiao, all that stuff sounds real solid right now. So I don't hear a lot of people coming out just talking about how Spence is sounding like, you know, he's slurring his words and forgetting fight dates, and he looks bad and he can't do this and he won't do that and he's scared to do this and he's a bitch here and he's a pussy there. I'm not hearing all that. This box of nocturnal thoughts, man. I appreciate y'all time. Hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment, hit the thumbs up. I'm gone. Peace.